Hello everyone, and welcome to UFC Hits, a look back at the UFC's greatest moments. I'm your host, Mike Goldberg, and it is my pleasure to guide you through the roughest and toughest fights from the roughest and toughest full-contact competition in the world, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. This show features over 40 of the most exciting fights the UFC has ever seen, the greatest knockouts, the most devastating maneuvers, and of course, all your favorite UFC stars from the past and present. We get things started with the very first fight ever from inside the now world-famous Octagon. From UFC 1 in November of 1993, Gerard Gordeau versus Taylor Tooley. Here's Bill Superfoot Wallace with the call.
We're getting ready. The referee's in the center. And they go. I think there'll be a lot of stalking just to see what happens. Endurance is going to play an important part of this. Kathy, what do you think?
Well,
Let's go to low.
I think we're just missing teeth there.
Gerard just caught him with a real good roundhouse kick to the face.
Yeah, I think it's possible he may have a cut under his eye.
Yes.
They might be calling in the cut man now to take a look at it. I'm
Yeah,
not
they'll
sure.
call the cut man. I don't think he wants to stop. He doesn't want to stop. They're just checking it right now. I think this has to be at least to check and see if the referees will allow it. He's checking it out.
I think Taylor missed one of his teeth with that shattered
I
blow.
think he did. It came out towards us. I think it's a, maybe we can put it out of the bed and we get a quarter in the morning.
Yeah, there's a bit of blood flowing out of the end of that eye.
Yes. He should be ready to go. They should not be stopping it. Should not be stopping it. Exactly. They should start the match. They stopped the match, I believe. I'm not sure. They're going to look at the replay. Now, if you notice, Taylor is trying to take Gerard down. He falls, loses his balance. Now, he stops right there. Now, watch. Bam, that's a right leg roundhouse kick right to the face. That's where the tooth came out. And he still stands there. He's stunned slightly. And then I think Gerard also struck him with a good right-hand hook. And I think that's where the cut is. I think the kick was below the eye. I think the punch was right on the eye. What do you think, Jim?
I think it was totally in the face, and I mean...
Oh, it landed
awesome.
squarely. No
Awesome.
question about that.
Tooth came out.
Yes. Kathy, did you catch that too?
No, I think it's under the table here.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to find out later, and I get $1 for it.
Our next fight comes to us from UFC 2 in March of '94. It was kickboxer Pat Smith taking on Scott Morris. Here's Brian Kilmeade, Ben Perry, and Hall of Famer Jim Brown with the call.
And here is the tail of the tape. Scott Morris, 6 foot, 208 pounds. Pat Smith, about the same dimension, 6'2", 219. But all the training, it all comes down to this.
Pat is a strong, strong man, even though he just stood there when he came to him. Big takedown there.
Look at this. He's going to
Pat's
break
a
the
tough
hold
guy.
by
He's
punching
got
himself out of it.
That's a really tough position for Scott to be in. Really tough. His corner probably throw the towel in on this one. It's over. Whoa. That's intense, folks.
That is
Whoa.
intense.
That's what it's all about.
And I'll tell you, Robin Morris' strategy was to go right in on Pat Smith. Pat Smith looked at him and say, that's not the right move. Throwing in the towel, they wanted to make sure it was over.
Yeah. Oh, boy, that was over fast. That was fast and brutal. Really intense. Elbows are the second toughest bones in the body. Look how Pat just stands there. Did not even move. Took all he had to give. Gets him down in a mounted position. Got him up high. He has all the leverage in the world.
Why did this style play right into Pat's hands?
It's because he has him in a mounted position. He's a grappler also. Now watch this elbow. It's over with. Elbows are so strong. The heel's the strongest bone in the body. The elbows smash bricks all day long, just as it did him.
Yeah. And here we'll take another view of it. We have so many camera angles, doing a great job in the truck. Let's get a look at Pat Smith just simply, I'm in control. It's time for me to take this fight and break that choke, not with a maneuver, but punching his way out.
Even in slow motion, this looks fast, folks.
Staying with UFC 2, let's look back at Remco Pardue versus Orlando Veit.
Orlando much smaller, 5'10", 170. Remco much heavier, much taller.
Look how Orlando covers up here. Fight sideways. He's a lesser target to hit.
He's got the whole Holland connection now with Frank Hammaker out of it in his corner. Whoa!
Same takedown that Remco used earlier.
Is it instinct now? Do you care where you are, Ben?
Well, I think he has to get over and get him in a mounted position and try to finish him. He goes for these arm locks and spends a lot of time doing it.
Orlando, it's hard for me to imagine him being in this position too many times in his straight-up career.
Orlando is so quick and so clever. I think he'll be out of this pretty soon. You'll notice Remco has all of his weight on him and holding onto that elbow. He doesn't want to put all of his weight too far over because Orlando can pull him over his body and then get him in a mounted position. He can just swing him over the top.
So what does Remco have to do?
Remco has to just try to keep the leverage on this side of him.
Again,
maybe a few elbows.
There he goes for the head.
Things. Orlando is one strong man, though.
Is this strength here? Is this strength or is this technique?
This is both. This is both. Strong elbows to the head. He's out.
He's out.
My goodness.
And that's it.
My goodness.
Wow.
How was that?
Remco
unexpected.
Advances.
What an absolute unexpected win that was.
And Remco is as surprised as anyone here, I think.
Had all the leverage on that elbow coming down.
Oh, yeah.
Every bit of it. And had him in a locked position, though he could not move his head.
I just think when he took him down, I thought the result of the match, it ended up was over because when you get this guy off his feet, he's somewhat human because he was so dangerous in the preliminaries.
Guys shatter blocks of ice, tiles, and bricks with their elbows all the time in demonstrations. This was a perfect example of how tight it takes a small space to get that power.
Let's go. Let's take a look at the power of this
right into
elbow.
the temple. Watch this. Up it goes, boom. And he has the floor
and
underneath him.
Still holding it.
Yes.
The second one did it.
Yes. Watch this. He'll let go. And the towel comes in from the corner. Oh, geez. How unexpected was that?
So Gerard Gordeau in his corner, the man that went to the finals against the Gracies, all beat up. Sees one of his proteges, 24 years old from Holland, advance. Frank Hammaker also in the corner, is hurt, could not continue.
In September of 1994, the Octagon would travel to Charlotte, North Carolina for UFC 3. From that night of action, it's massive. Emmanuel Yarborough versus Keith Hackney.
Are you ready? We're about ready to take a look at it.
He's got a big mountain in front of him. Here we go, guys.
He's got to move laterally. He's got to stay away.
He does. He's got to stay away and try to hurt him.
Taylor Tooley took a beating. He lasted about 2 minutes. Get Gerard Gordeau in UFC 1. That was the last team we got. Emmanuel gets hit. He's down.
Here he goes. Going to a
And now he's on top and stopped. Keith is taking it back.
Got to be quick. He's got to be quick. He should get out of there. He's got to get out of the corner.
And through the other gate. The gates have broken open. That's the first time that has happened.
That's a big deal. 600 pounds.
Pushes him out of the ring.
Get it on.
That was sumo. If you think about it, Ben, that is ultimate sumo.
That was interesting. He tried to do an old type of choke with both of his fists on the inside of his neck in Yarborough. It's really interesting. It's very difficult to pull that off.
I can't emphasize this enough. Yarborough is coming with sumo and judo. And they're talking to each other inside the ring.
He has to stick and move. He has to move. Really get. He's got to cut off the ring. Yarborough has to really cut the ring off. But it's very difficult. He's such a big man.
Keith is also known for his low leg kicks. Low leg kicks.
I don't think he can hurt him with the kick. I don't think he can hurt him with the leg or anything. He has too much weight planted. I don't think he can get any leverage against it. Won't hurt him.
Finally got the leg.
Won't hurt him.
It's all Keith Hackney. Emmanuel just covering up. Keep in mind, the corner can stop it with the towel. The referee can stop it. Keith desperately trying to take out Emmanuel. He doesn't have any chokeholds, Ben. It's obvious. He doesn't have any submission holds.
He's trying to wear him down. He's trying to wear him down. Emmanuel is
He just
It's
gave
over.
in. Emmanuel just tapped out.
A big man like that, it's very difficult for him to be agile on the ground, as you've noticed.
Yeah. It was a series of rights and lefts, Jim. It didn't look like anything fancy. Got him on the ground and simply beat him.
It's a matter of agility. The lack of agility nullifies all size.
Now you have to hear the official announcement. Emmanuel Yarborough gets $1,000 for his effort. Keith Hackney moves on into the semifinals where he will make at least $5,000. He advances. Keith Hackney, who is so calm, so cool, so collected, has advanced. And he beat a bigger man again. Sumo once again goes down. And I'll tell you, it looked like Emmanuel was gaining confidence as that bout was going on. He was just seemed so out of touch with being on the ground, Jim, and being out of control. It was a new environment for him. Let's go to the replay one more time of Emmanuel actually hitting the canvas. Now here they are standing straight up. Emmanuel looks very confident. It's simply a wild right. This happened very early on in the fight. Emmanuel gets hit with his first punch, goes down.
Our next fight features a couple of stand-up specialists. Canadian Harold Howard versus Roland Payne.
Harold Howard
Get that corner.
is simply so reminiscent of John Matuzak, if you ask me. He reminds me of John
Yes, he
Matuzak.
favors him quite a lot.
There's the punch to the head. He's a low kicker, and he goes down. They grapple quick. What a recovery by Payne.
Yeah, he
What a
popped up
recovery.
really quick. Really came up quickly.
The bigger man is on his back right now. Roland Payne is reversed.
That was a great arm escape, elbow escape. He's suplex.
And over the top, a double reverse.
Uh-oh.
Those are the shins of steel. They're going right into his ribs. And Payne is down.
Strong technique. You saw him shatter.
This was a give and take bout, and just when it looked as though Payne was getting in control, one shot.
One shot. The referee saw it.
Harold Howard advances. 6'2", 230 pounds from Ontario, Canada, the Canadian Jiu-Jitsu champion for 2 past years. Let's take a look at a replay that still has Roland Payne out. Look at Payne. He's being the aggressor there. A kick again. That's as many kicks as we've seen in this tournament. Pushing the bigger man back. Howard throws a right, and there's the uppercut. Now Roland looks like he stays there, and there it is.
Whoa.
Right on the temple. Referee John McCarthy jumps in right away.
Sticking with UFC 3, many considered this at the time to be the most exciting fight in the UFC's brief history. It's UFC legend